Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is February 28th, 2019, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. I've got my Dunder Mifflin hat on today from, of course, that's the fictional office from The Office. Fictional office. Right, I got that right. I've been through some HR and office politicking over the last few days, and I felt it appropriate to wear my office hat today. Great paper company, says Ganesh. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to get some music started here in the background, and then I'll say hello to everybody. We're not going to be working on the Stream Deck today, so I can play from the Stream Deck. This is, which one should I play? Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. This is called Orchid. This is from Music to Code from our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. These songs have been scientifically designed. They've been engineered to get you in the flow, to get you in the groove, so that whatever task you might be working on, all those other concerns you might have fall by the wayside, and you get in the flow, and you can concentrate better, faster, easier on whatever task it might be, whether it's coding, homework, or even doing chores around the house. Make sure you check out mtcb.pwop.com, and if I understand Carl correctly, they cut the price for the entire collection of, I think it's 18 songs. Check it out if you're interested, if you've been wanting to get your hands on this music for yourself. mtcb.pwop.com. There you go. Carrie is saying it is on sale right now. And you can download the app, musictoflowby.com, and get the first 3 songs free online. Make sure you check it out. Thank you very much, Carl. We appreciate you allowing us to listen to your music while we write code together here on Twitch. Good morning, chat room. Oh my gosh. User 4712. Hello. Welsh Ronaldo is here. Hugo, good morning. Fine people everywhere. If I do say so myself. Let's see. Landon BR is here. Hey, Jurgen. Good to see you. Good afternoon. Mike Eaton is here. Good morning. Stephen T. Kramer. Good morning. Great to see you. Surprises? I don't know if we're going to have surprises today, but we'll have some fun. Almost didn't know where snippets. Okay, so there's a little bit of a question about snippets. Let me finish greeting everybody and we'll take a look. Coded Beard, good afternoon. Tagaron is here. Good morning. Tagaron with the gold mug. Ooh, look at that. Trying to purchase it a few days ago, but the checkout portion was having difficulties. Oh no. Snowing in July. Hello. Good to see you. Great to meet you the other night on, whose stream was it I saw you on? Was it Fierce Kittens? I think that's where it was. Said how. Hello. Good to see you. And I've been getting ready for, well, it's the end of the month, and I'm trying to put together on a regular basis, once every month or two, a state of the stream blog post that also turns into a report that I can send around to the folks that I work with who are interested in how live video streaming is going. Whether it's my channel or the Visual Studio channel, which I also manage, I want to make sure that folks that I work with know what's going on, know that we've got a good thing happening here. Folks are interested, excited, and are starting their own streams, and we want to support those folks. We want to make sure that they get the attention they need, and we can support them, whether it's the Visual Studio channel rehosting, or we can add them to our team, all kinds of things. Give them support with Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. I want to make sure that we can outreach and help the streaming community. So I'm definitely circulating and making sure that we have a State of the Stream blog post, and it'll turn into an internal report that's the exact same thing except formatted in Word doc format, because that's how folks like to read documents in their emails. So, look at the hypoo from Lannon. So, I got to tell you, Tuesday was a rough stream for me, and I want to make sure that I say it here. I want to apologize. I got a little bitter. I got a little salty in that stream. And folks put in a lot of work on the code that we were working on there. And my attitude was not a reflection on their code or their work. They did an amazing job. But it was a reflection on the interaction that I had with our tools. Our tools, I felt that the git merge failed us. The simple things that it's supposed to just take care of, it didn't. And it hurt. So that's something that I want to make sure I acknowledge. I want to apologize if anybody to anybody that felt that I was being negative towards them. It was not my intent at all. And we've got some really great folks in this community, and I want to acknowledge that. I want to continue to acknowledge that, and just log this apology. So, what do we got here? B. Gordon 927. You always catch the reruns. Oh, it's great to see you, B. Gordon. Thanks so much for joining us. Let the other 926 B. Gordons know that we're hanging out and we're having a good time, okay? Because we know. Never mind. You're looking for other members of the team. So here's what you can do. Here on Twitch, just below me, you'll see there's the title. It's probably right over here under my finger. But right next to that, right below that, it says category, and it'll say science and technology. And next to that, it says Team Live Coders. Click that team link. It'll take you to another page where you'll probably see this ugly mug still. And it's got a cool floppy disk in the corner. It says Live Coders. Oh my gosh, let me acknowledge that sub in just a second. There's the complete list of folks that we have joining our team of Live Coders. These are all affiliate streamers that have been streaming for some time, and you're going to see them around for a lot longer. It's people who are writing .NET code like me, people who are writing database, people who are working with PowerShell or JavaScript or containers like Robert Tables does, or even IoT devices like our friend NoOpCat. Check it out. All right. That's your anniversary date. There you go. All right. Thanks so much for sharing. And DevLead, thank you very, very much for that. Very kind. Tier 1 sub. You're going to get access to 10 emotes. I still have 3 more that I can put in there, and I'm working on them. I got to figure out what I'm going to make. But you get access to 10 different emotes, all themed around development and stuff we do here on stream. And I'm going to make a donation to Black Girls Code. First quarter 2019, all of our cheers, all of our subs are going to be donated to Black Girls Code. Thank you so much, DevLead, for that very kind subscription. Keep me awake at work, says President. Not sure. Keep you awake at work. Let me see. Will this wake you up?
Do it live.
Does that help?
Wow.
No, we need something better. What? Does that help? Let me think.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
No. Let me see. We'll see what we can do here. But I think overall, staying awake at work.
Mr. Blutarski.
You got to stay awake, or else you're going to be listening to this guy.
0.0.
And that's a bad score. I did not take a look at semantic merge capability of Gmaster. Hey, Cartoofer. I need a little bit more information about that. That helps. Oh, terrific. Here's an emote idea based on recent experience. Get out of here. That's not bad. That's not bad. Kittens, Girl Scouts. Oh, Kittens. She's pulled out that emote. She's no longer has her Girl Scout emote. Her Girl Scout cookie. Stelzy, well, I was impressed that you could refrain from many expletives in resolving that merge. Yeah. It was a learning experience. It was definitely a learning experience. Let's see. I've got the Connectaha logo up there. I'll be speaking in Omaha. This time next week, I'll be flying out there. I might not be able to broadcast on Friday morning next week because I will be speaking at that conference. So I may end up canceling that session. Did this reset my bit rate? It looks like it did. I upgraded version of what's that thing called? OBS. I upgraded OBS to the 23 version, and it's only transporting at 2,500 kilobytes a second, and it should be at 3,500, so we can get that really high res. No matter. Thank you. There it is. The current tally, 5,530 followers right now. When that number gets to 7,000, if it gets to 7,000 before May 1st, I will dye this beard purple for Microsoft Build 2019. Oh yeah. We're setting up what we want to do for Build. I'm having meetings over the next 2 days to hash out exactly how we're going to stream from Build and how crazy I can get at Build. We'll see. We'll see exactly what happens there, but thank you everybody for all the follows. Let your friends know, let your colleagues that we're writing code here together, and I'm happy to answer your questions, help you out with different things around .NET, C#, the web, maybe mobile. My friend James Montemagno is a little bit better at that. Dev lead, my marketing. So .NET Purple is the suggestion there, and I'm going to come back to Digital Drummer Jay's comment there in a second. My marketing team has asked me to be the host for the Visual Studio launch on April 2nd, so we won't have a stream that day, but instead it'll be 6 hours of me launching Visual Studio over on the Visual Studio channel. They've asked me to dye my beard purple for the Visual Studio launch. Yeah.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
We might do that. Tim Hewer, hello. Thank you very much for that kind Twitch Prime subscription. I very much appreciate you sharing your Twitch Prime sub. You're going to get access to all those emotes, like the and then and .NET Hype Bot and the surprised squirrel and all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm going to make a donation to Black Girls Code. Thank you so much, Tim, for bringing your Twitch Prime sub here. If you've got an Amazon Prime sub because you want the free shipping or you want Amazon Video, you can link that to your Twitch Prime account, to your Twitch account. It'll become Twitch Prime free. You don't have to pay anything else. And if you bring your Twitch Prime one-channel subscription to me, I'll make a donation to Black Girls Code, and you'll get all the emotes, and it'll turn off the ads around that Twitch runs before and after the channel. Thank you so much. Ganesh, thank you so much for bringing your Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. We'll make another donation to Black Girls Code. This is great. This is so cool. Why no? You're absolutely right. Where did my alrighty then go?
Alrighty then.
Yeah, we'll be doing 6 hours to launch Visual Studio. Hang on. I tell you what, lucky number 7, you got me thinking something. That's right, the marketing team does want me to dye my beard purple for the Visual Studio launch. Not just purple, Visual Studio purple.
Alrighty then.
Go ahead, clip that. Put it out there on Twitter, tag it with Visual Studio. Let's see what they say. Codeman Codes, Twitch finally let you sign in. Oh no. You need to get me a VS logo shaped glasses too. Actually, Hugo, I have a high-res image of the Visual Studio 2019 logo, and I'm getting a hat made. Specific, just for the Visual Studio launch, and I'll debut it that day. They do have a color hairspray in that color. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Carrie. Yeah. Now Microsoft is giving me beard suggestions. Yeah, I know. And there's other Microsoft folks that are saying, hey, I need to dye my beard purple too. Or rainbow. I'm like, okay. This is going to be strange, but okay. Let's do it. Svava. Yes, it would be a vibrant purple. I'm still thinking... It won't be obvious here on the stream, but I'm still thinking that I'm graying in here. And I'm thinking I need to backfill with a little navy on the top of my head here. But I wear a hat so much you would never see it. So that's why I'm kind of, I don't know. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. We're going to take a look at my GitHub in a little bit, and we'll talk about some of the things that are going on, with our StreamTools and apply a couple fixes here in just a minute. But I want to make sure that I point out we got a new Visual Studio installer. Check it out right up there. No, I already got that sub notification. Stream Elements, you're lagging a little behind here on me. There they come. Thanks, Stream Elements. I already saw those. Shane B. Davis, thank you so much for bringing your Twitch Prime sub. That is awesome. Thank you very, very much. And we'll make another donation to Black Girls Code. Tomorrow you get your Twitch shirt. Janescu, I love my Twitch shirts. People see you wearing a Twitch shirt in public, they're like, oh, are you a streamer? Yes. Yes, I am. And they're like, wow. What do you do? What game do you play? I play Visual Studio, ma'am. What's Visual Studio? I've never seen that. Is that a Battle Royale game? No, it's not a Battle Royale game. It lets me write code. I build websites. Ooh. Okay. So, the Twitch dev shirt. Okay, so I also have the black Twitch developer shirt that I got from Developer Day. I like those ones. If you dye your beard purple this week, we'll purchase that new item for your stream you were wanting, says Codeman Codes. Well, it's funny you should say that. I've been buying things for my stream all the time. So I do have soundproof panels that I need to install in the Fritz home studio here. I just need to figure out exactly how I want to place them so that sound doesn't go through. When I'm here, the room just on the other side of the camera here can hear everything that I'm broadcasting, and my door over here, when the kids are doing stuff down in their rooms at the other end of the hall, I can hear them through there. More Stream Decks is always a great idea, Carrie. Love it! I am not employed by Elgato. They did not pay for that. But we're happy to work with them on their toolkit and giving them giving folks a great experience to build plugins for the Stream Deck. Other winner from Twitch Dev Stream got it already. Oh, cool. Hey, Ancient Coder. Good to see you. Visual Studio Battle Royale. 99 language. Hang on, let me do this. Let's get this right. I love what you got there, Landon. Hang on. Can we pause the music for a second? Let's see if we can make something clip-worthy here. Over here, do this. Visual Studio Battle Royale. 99 languages enter. Only one remains. Who will be the victor? Tune in and find out. Visual Studio 2019 launch, April 2nd. How's that? Is that better? Is that cool? I think that was fun. So we got a new Visual Studio that was released, new version that was released yesterday, day before? Yesterday. This is Visual Studio 2019 Release Candidate. Now this looks a little weird because we got Visual Studio 2019 Release Candidate and Visual Studio Preview. That looks and sounds weird. You have another idea for the SDK and it involves Twitch extensions. Ooh. Let's talk about that in Discord. I think there's C# wins because it's round and sharp. Well, there you go. Lucky number 7 has declared C# is the winner. But, VB, we can rebuild it. We can make it stronger. It's visual. It's basic.
Totes my goats.
No, it won't work like that. There's enough people that are just... we'll wait on that. Super C#. So I'm working on... One of the features that we have as a partner on Twitch is we can customize the cheer. The cheer bits that you can send. I've taken the Super C# logo and I'm figuring out all kinds of cool ways to animate it. So I've animated GIFs of it so that you can cheer with C# here on stream. I'm still working on it, but I'm going to get it out there and it'll be a lot of fun to play with. I'm going to do the same thing with the Super VB and Super F Sharp logos. And I'm thinking Python might be cool to do also. Maybe a Xamarin logo. I don't know. I'll think about it. Tip jar already halfway full. You know what? The subs are going in there also. So that's become a thing. So Visual Studio 2019, we got a release candidate and we also got a preview. And that sounds weird. Well, it's not too weird because if you think about our Visual Studio 2017 release cycle, we've had a RTM train, right? And we've also had a preview train. And you're welcome to use a little bit of both. Gary, thank you so much for that very kind cheer. Let me open up my notepad. Thank you so much. And I love the shamrock. Very cool. Hey, Kitty's Homestead. Good morning. Oh, look at love the Battle Royale announcement. Let's get that. There you go. And DevLead already has it out on Twitter. Thank you very much. Oh, that's awesome. So we have a release train and we have a preview train. And we saw this with Visual Studio 2017. And when I look inside my installer here under Available, I have a preview train for Visual Studio 2017. Well, we're at a point now where the Visual Studio team has said, okay, preview versions for Visual Studio 2019 are going to continue as we begin to evolve the next version, but we're going to snap everything for our release right now and draw a line and cut that train. So what you see as the RC, this is what's going to be the RTM release. Only thing going in here are bug fixes. And what you see in the preview are going to be all the new features that are being evolved for what will be the 16.1 release. If I got that right. If there's anyone in the Visual Studio channel who wants to verify. But it's the same thing that we did with 2017. It's just here's the point where the fork in the road happens. Makes sense. So if you install both versions, which you can do, they run perfectly well side by side, you end up with two versions running side by side, and when the preview starts updating, you'll get those updates as they happen. And as we come close to the RTM, the release candidate version will end up getting its final patches, getting closer and closer. Kind of similar to how Windows has the stable builds and the insiders releases. Exactly, Lannon. Exactly. Do I got something? There we go. Yes. Nah, that's not. How can I agree? It's going to function.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
Exactly how we want it.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
I am. So choose which one you want to download.
And then?
Installed on your system. And if you want to follow along with the preview, you can install that one also.
And then?
Get ready for the patches as they come out as we get closer to the release.
And then?
Get that RTM version installed as soon as it's available.
And then?
Be a happy developer. Has a good graphic explaining the RC release preview flow. Yeah, it's a nice train if you go out to the Visual Studio blog. Yeah, there's the and then emotes.
And then?
We need some more emotes like and then. Yeah, user 4712 with the and then and ancient coder. Absolutely. More and thens. You've been using Visual Studio 2019 since December and it's fairly stable. The installer is one of the best things since 2017. 2019, I've seen folks say that the performance is so much better than 2017. And it is. That's something that they've really tried to lock in on to make sure that performance is amazing.
And then?
Adding features that make us more productive so then you get to write code faster.
And then?
We answer a question from B. Gordon. Does it come with .NET? You're saying .NET 3. I think you mean .NET Core 3 is what you're referencing. It does not. .NET Core 3 is still in a early preview cycle. It does not come with Visual Studio. And I think this is something that shows the power of how they're deploying and building Visual Studio. Because it's so modular, when it comes time to release .NET Core 3, they'll be able to release a patch version of Visual Studio. Not a patch, a minor version, right? Whether it's 16.1, 16.2, and it'll have all the features to support .NET Core 3. You'll take that minor version of Visual Studio, and you'll take the .NET Core 3 RTM at the same time, and you'll have a great development experience. And we don't need to then wait for .NET Core 3 to be ready to ship a Visual Studio version. I think that's a very powerful feature of the tool set and a very smart way to launch the products. So, Alex Rocks, hey, how you doing there? Can you try to use a preview of .NET Core 3? Yes, you can. Yep, the previews are available. You can install some tooling to work with it, and it's available as a sidecar that you can install, side installation to work with. They have to compete with VS Core Startup. Yes, absolutely. We need the .NET bot holding a raid sign. Ooh, that's a good one, Ancient Coder. That's a good one. Let me write that one down. .NET bot holding a raid sign. Kind of like, so we have the .NET bot holding a hype sign, right? So C# hype. There he is. But the hype is so small. I feel like I want to almost cut the bot in half. So you just see his head with the arms above him. Kind of like Fierce Kitten's hypo. Frank likes the raid sign. Hey, Frank. Hey, I think that might be a very good idea. 2019 has some quirks like the one we saw streaming for debugging. You know what, though? It's working now. I think they fixed that. So, yeah, kind of like, there you go, Janesco with Fierce Kitten's hypo. There it is. So, I got to tell you, friends, when we raided Fierce Kittens the other night, I had no idea how much fun you guys would have, you folks would have, when we joined over there, and she was making a bag that night. It was so much fun to join in over there, and all the hijinks with GiftBot. It was so much fun. Janescu with so Dev Chatter has the little dinosaur, the T-Rex, with the hype banner. That's absolutely the model that I think I want to go after. It was a great raid. I think so too. What I need to do, something that a number of the crafting streamers do very well, that I stink at, is setting up for a raid and give folks what they call it a raid call, where we'll give you a block of text that has some of our emotes, and a fixed set of text to announce that, hey, here's 50 folks coming into your stream from Jeff's stream, and we're all excited to be here. Yeah, Fierce Kittens is tremendously fun. I've learned a lot from her. I'm so happy that I can consider her a friend and somebody that I look up to when it comes to streaming. She's done a tremendous job building out and growing that creative community. A tremendous respect for her. She doesn't show it on stream, but she is a tremendous developer. Serious developer chops there. I've gotten to know her, and wow. If we're lucky enough to be able to have her join,
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous.
She's here. Hello, Fierce Kittens. Maybe a lurk. A lurk emote might be cool too. Yeah. Absolutely. It was. A lurk emote might be like a sleepy .NET bot. But absolutely. Tremendous respect for Fierce Kittens. And look at all the kittens emotes coming out. Absolutely. .NET bot with sunglasses. Oh, the cool .NET bot. Oh man, that'd be cool. Lurk would be good. And I think I need a command. Sleepy Rainbow Beard Clippy. I need to revise the Clippy emote. Okay. The no emote and the and then emotes, Fierce Kittens made those, and they're really, really cool. There's the potato cats. Yeah. The stream here ended on very high. It did. Thank you so much to our generous friends. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Mike Jolly showing off Fierce Kittens' great work there. Absolutely. Not lurking either, just creating a PR. So the Rainbow Beard Clippy, I think, is zoomed out too far. We see too much of the bottom of Clippy. And I think I want to take that bot, that emote, and shrink it so we can see a little bit more of him. In all seriousness, I was in here but just muted and lurked since the boss got in. We didn't say anything about you, honest. There was nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. No, you know what we did? Let's see if we can do this right. Fierce Kittens and her awesome developer powers. No? Something like that? Like that, maybe? It's for you. It bugged me the last few streams and you're working on the project today. Yes. Okay, cool. Let's get into that. I was trying to impress on people that I also write code. She does. And it's really good code too. Except for GIFbot. She keeps telling me that GIFbot's a steaming pile. I'm not sure what it's a steaming pile of something that our friend Fairy Wings. Do I have... There we go. It's a steaming pile of that. GIFbot is my potato C# code, but half of it is rewritten. There you go. That's a start. So what I want to do is our friend Scott Hunter and Oya Gavrish. So that's enough about Visual Studio. They, Scott and Oya, put together a... Let me see if I can remember this right. Dev blogs. I want the .NET blog. They put together a blog post and video about porting desktop applications to .NET Core 3. Oya, if you don't know, is who painted my beard rainbow. Oh yeah. And there we go. There's a video where they show here's the process for porting a Windows Forms or a WPF app over to .NET Core 3. You'll notice Mr. Hunter's hat. Fierce Kittens did that embroidery conversion from the C# logo to the embroidery file format, and that I have that hat, and I had another one made and passed it on to Scott there, and apparently he wears it a lot on campus. Wow, is that Zudo Karma? Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So there you go. That hat is making its way around. I want to get more of them made. I'd love to be able to give some of them out at Build, but it's definitely becoming a thing. Svava. I love the bull emote. There's also a video on Channel 9. It's the same video, actually. It's just in both places. Multifaceted, multi-talented awesomeness in Fierce Kitten format and fun size too. That was like the cleaning crew at work coming in. I was watching the stream. Oh my gosh, it was hysterical. It was so much fun. What time is it? All right, we've got time here. We've got time. Yeah, I've got time. Before I start working on our StreamTools project today, I want to answer a question that we got, because I do have that Ask Jeff Anything hanging out there, and I want to answer a question that I got out on Twitter, and it was a question about how do you upload images to a web application? And this is something that I think all of us have run into at one point or another. How do you upload images? What do you do with them? And I wanted to put together just a sample ASP.NET Core app that we can share and kind of point to and say, well, here's the minimum code you need to do this, and then you can customize it and make it your own. Fierce Kitten says, Fritz really wants me to do code streams. Me? Me? Maybe? Good morning, sweet Vinaya. Oh, we're doing great. Gareth, thanks so much for your Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate you bringing it here. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Let's see here. All right. So I wanted to show real quick let's just start a new project and do the minimum needed to upload an image to a web application. So I'm going to start an ASP.NET Core web application. And we'll call this image upload demo. Create a new solution, sure. Place it in the same directory, that's fine. And
then?
I'm going to select web application. And I'll do this with Razor Pages to make it nice and easy.
And then?
I'll click create.
And then?
It'll generate the template.
And then?
I'll close the README page. No? Where do you say that question came from? The question came from Twitter. And I copied it over and pasted it into our Discord channel over here. And the redirecting over to Kitten's not a problem. I have no problem greeting other folks when they come in here. Folks that are well known, don't have a problem welcoming you with open arms. You know, we're all a community here. It's great. Stop reading Discord while streaming. No. Blah 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 blah. All right, let's do something here. So let's open our default Razor page here. It's HTML and it has learn about building web apps with ASP.NET Core. Whatever. I'm going to turn this over so it uses our Kestrel web server to start and run the application. And it runs a lot faster with ASP.NET Core 2.2 once it's done restoring the first time, right? And I'm going to keep reading Discord. Look at all the stuff going on over in Discord. I started a group discussion last night with a couple of friends. And one of the folks that was on that discussion didn't see much of it until this morning. And all of a sudden there were 50 messages. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Here we go. So very simple, right? The way that this is structured. But if we want to upload images, put them somewhere, maybe show a list of here's the images that have been uploaded. Maybe you want to use it for managing user profile images. How you put it into your user profile is not what I'm trying to show here. I want to just show how you upload images to an ASP.NET Core app. So let's gut this little bit here and put some form upload over here on this side along with a list of the images over on this side. Hey, Minion Mama, have a nice day? Oh, we're having a great day. All right, so let's kill this. I'm going to get rid of this paragraph. And let's put a div on this side. I'm going to force the width. I'm going to make it 600 pixels. Right, and I'm going to create a form over here. Now, I could do a form like that. I could do a form like this. HTML dot begin form. I could do that. Don't really have a... Right, it's not an action. It's a form method. I could do these. That's actually not bad. You declare bankruptcy. What? Do you want to save it in a database? That's something that we can figure out later. Just want to get the image up to the application, right? I want to make this a form method dot post. Right? No. And then somewhere down here, right? HTML and form. And then somewhere in the middle here, we're going to do things. Thank you for the follow, Blub5. Blub5? Already? Now wait, why is it giving me that? Let's do it like that. Right? Yeah. That's what we're looking for. I'm wearing Dunder Mifflin hat. How did I not get the reference? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm going to keep reading Discord. There's all kinds of fun things going on over there. Kidding. Totally kidding. Tony does that very nicely. Our friend Quill Tony is really good at doing that. I'm going to create a label here for upload file. And let's put inside here upload an image. And then we'll create an input type equals, and then here's, right, you make a file input. Now, the other thing about the form, not only do I have to make it post, but I also have to make it multi-part. We're no fun. So where is it? It should include the multi... Where is it? To set the multi-part. Right. Good morning, Psycho42. Yeah, it's the encoding type. So I need to add that attribute. So, yes, we do want an anti-forgery token. So then we want a new... Right, and I always forget what this looks like, and I end up having to look it up. Form, HTML, form... file upload, and then how to use it. Here we go. html.com. Right? There it is. Form action, blah, blah, blah. But you actually... No, there's a encoding. What? No. Don't you need to add that? Yeah, there it is. Enc type multi-part form data. That's it. Teal old man. Hello. Hello? I'm going to grab that from chat. So I need enc type equals multi-part form dash data. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Imperial Girl. Oh my goodness. Woo! I can't believe it. Good morning, Imperial Girl. Great to see you, and thank you for...
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Kind of. Can we please, websites, stop asking to send push notifications? I agree, Hugo. Websites that want to send me push notifications are annoying. And thank you for the host, Imperial Girl. How am I? I'm doing great. I feel so good this morning. I've got my Dunder Mifflin hat on. I went through a bunch of office politicking things and end of 6 month types of closing things yesterday, and I'm happy to be writing code again. I too am a beat lover. Yes, oh my gosh, the creative streamers have invaded. That's awesome. So this is an input type file. I need to give this a name, and we're going to show how to upload an image. I think that's all we need. Isn't that all we need? I need a button somewhere below this. So let's put a button in here. So buttons are... I can do a button like that. I'm old school. I'm going to make this input type equals submit. Value is the caption that you're going to put on this. Save image. And then there is a way to put a filter on these, right? Right, isn't it like file type? HTML. HTML, file input, and then there's like a file type. So you can force a certain one, right? And Art of the For the Apocalypse is here. Oh my gosh, hello, hello. There's a time and place to ask for things on websites. Yes, initial load is usually never the time to do it. I agree. I really agree. Except file type. Right, there's a way to do this. I don't want to do that. That's annoying. I thought, there it is. Accept is what I'm thinking. Awesome. So yeah, accept.csv or application blah, blah, blah. So I want to accept image like this one. Why did I just copy that? Let me copy the whole thing. So with that little bit of HTML, that means when I click the upload button next to this file, it'll only allow me to select images. So let's see what that looks like. What mischief? Lots of mischief.
And then?
I'll compile my application.
And then?
We'll hope the browser opens.
And then?
Doesn't look quite right. But I can click browse and check it out down here. It just says image files and it has all the different image file types. So that's good. That's a good start. Now, I should put like a space in there. Right, okay, upload an image, browse, no file selected, and then put a little bit more space down here. Right, and I know that's not very flex. No and then?
And then?
No, lots more and thens. There's plenty more and thens. Can you still select other file types by entering dot in the file name field? I think you can. Right, if I say star.star, it'll change the filter. But then it's up to me when this gets uploaded to actually do something with it. So let me find an image. This is in my downloads folder. You know what? I got a better idea. I have a folder of GIFs. Because everybody needs a folder of GIFs. And I'm going to grab this one. If I click Save Image, it's actually uploading it to the server, but it doesn't know what to do with it yet. So I need to receive that and put it down somewhere. Still don't know why I'm using html.begin form. I know I can use the form tag helper. I could do that. Right? That is the other way you can do this. Some folks are used to seeing this. If I do it this way, that's fine. Right? If I say method equals post, right? Ink type equals multi-part form data, right? I can do that, sure, right? And then what do I put in for the tag helper? You can try and then do the thing. Nice. I like how that's nice because
I drink and I know things.
I do, and I've seen folks use the and then with lots of other emotes. Put them together. Misty, our friend Fairy Wings, some of her word emotes go really well after and then poop, and then boop, and then what the WTF. There's all kinds of ones. Yes, that is all you need, and it'll post back to the same page. Sure. So when we post back, we have this C# code that we write that runs server side that you can then rip apart and handle in here. Now that form is saying we're going to do a post. If you're not used to some of the web technology, there's 4 primary actions, verbs that we have in the web: get, post, put, and delete. Get is what happens when you navigate to a website. You get that location and you present it in the browser. When you click a button to send something to the website, like an image, like we're going to do, or maybe you're posting back information about your profile, all kinds of things. You're saving your Facebook status, you're posting a Twitter status, you're sending a chat message here. There we go, Fierce Kittens. So much moist poop, and then this no. And then so much roar. Okay, yeah. So those are the different ways that you post. Inside of our page model, behind that HTML, we can handle those verbs with an appropriate onVerbName method. So on get, I'm not doing anything, just paint the screen with whatever HTML is there. I'm going to implement on post and do something with the data that comes in. Now, the data that comes in from that file field is going to come in on a field called upload file. So I'm going to put something here called upload file, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to be posted into me. I can put that here, Or, no, not Dole Whip. I'm not going to Dole Whip. Hello, Sonner Gull. Sonner Ganol. Good to see you. I can also make this a property and bind directly to it. And if I remember, I can't remember the type that I need to make it. ASP.NET Core file upload. There we go. There's even a whole section on this written by our friend Steve Smith. He's our Dallas out there on Twitch. I want to, you know what? Let's throw some shout outs to some of our friends here, some of our streaming friends that joined us. There's Imperial Girl. Oh, let's make sure we shout out Fierce Kittens. Throw a shout out to our Dallas. There we go. Make sure you check out all their streams. It's an iForm file or a collection of those. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. So when we bind, interface iForm file. There we go. So I can receive that as a property out here called upload file, and I can get and set it, right? I'll control dot on that, get my using statement. Why isn't Karnak running? Still no Karnak. Karnak, you're making me sad here. Karnak! Yeah, it's in the right place. Okay. There it is. Now we can see it. All right. So, a couple different ways that you can receive this. So if I just receive it there, right? I can add this bind, not properties, property. That Zach Davis. Thank you so much for that kind subscription with your Twitch Prime. And Zach, that Zach Davis, not the other Zach Davis. This Zach Davis, not this one. That Zach Davis. We'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Thanks so much for bringing your Twitch Prime subscription to me here. And you're going to get... And you're going to get to use a whole stack of emotes. Thanks so much for joining us, Zach. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Oh, man. So this bind property will actually receive and attach my file that I uploaded because I called it upload file here to this property name. So it'll attach that. So in my on post, I don't have to receive it here. I can just process that thing and I can inspect it, right? I'll be able to say upload file dot and then take a look at what's here. Now to the question we had earlier, well, I can change that upload file type. I can say, well, don't upload an image, upload an exe, upload a virus, upload something else. That's when you need to inspect the content type and make sure that it's the same content type you expected. This is where you need to do what we call server-side validation. Check the file name, make sure it's okay. And some folks will actually write this into some sort of a quarantine area so it can be virus checked first before it's made available to folks. You can do that. There's all kinds of great things. There you go. Do the thing, Zach Davis. Thanks so much. Great to see you. So all kinds of different things that you can do with this file when it comes up. I'm just going to save it to disk for right now. I'm going to create a images folder under dub-dub-root. Right, so I'll just create a new folder. Dub-dub-root is where all of our static files are kept for the application. Right, everything that's outside of dub-dub-root, the parser is going to look at. It's going to compile and try and work with. So, hey, is that, oh wow, Jamazak? Hello there. Thanks for joining us. How you doing? And in case for new folks that haven't joined us, I've got 3 sets of numbers here under my name. 5532, that's the number of followers on the channel. The 97, that's the current number of viewers. And this is the sentiment of the chat room. It's a rolling 5-minute average that you see there. 100% is extremely happy. 0 is extremely angry. And the arrow next to it is whether it's trending up or down compared to the 1-minute average. And the smiley face will turn smiley frowny based on the comment that's currently in the chat room. Thanks, APA 420, for throwing that all negative, I tell you. Yeah, you like that, Imperial Girl? So, I've got some friends on the .NET team that I'm going to be talking to about exactly what you're showing right now, Imperial Girl, and what APA 420 showed us. Hey, Jesse, good to see you. What do emotes do? Are emotes happy? Are they sad? Are they angry? Where is the sentiment for an emote? Certainly, a heart emote should be happy. But, right? What's a gritty emote? I think gritty's a happy emote. But the angry emote, like APA 420 showed us, we should mark that as negative. I'm using the stock cognitive services that are available from Microsoft Azure. And that's nice. I get 5,000 impressions that I can check for free for that. And then I have to pay for it. And, I'm paying for it. But there are services with machine learning libraries that we can use from .NET that I want to investigate in an upcoming stream and use for that widget. Because if I can implement that widget doing it, then we can talk about making this more easily available for other folks so that folks like Fierce Kittens or Imperial Girl or whoever is streaming could use that widget on their stream if that's something they're interested in doing. Exactly. What about emoji, Hugo? That's exactly right. So if we want to train and do something beyond the default cognitive services and add in parsing emoji, well, that's an additional machine learning training we need to do. And that's where we start talking about artificial intelligence and learning. So gritty is only happy for you and annoys the non-Philly people. No. It's amazing. We love gritty. Gritty is amazing. Even though you might think,
shame, shame, shame.
We love gritty, okay?
Shame.
Don't mess with our gritty.
Shame. Shame.
Because when gritty was announced, everybody was saying to the flyers,
And you blow it!
and we didn't blow it. Gritty is our lovable orange fuzzball. And I just proved your point. No. Was that my shame sound? It was. Do I need to make her a little louder?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah. There you go. That was mine. Oh, you have another one too? That's great. All right, let's do something with this upload file. So when it comes in, I'm not going to worry about trusting. I'll let you figure out what to do with the file to determine whether you should trust it or not, but I'm just going to write it to disk. So I can reach into that upload file, right? And I can say copy to and just write it to a stream, a target that I want to write it out to. And you can also do that asynchronously, right? Asynchronously so that we don't block the processor. Let it go, finish writing that out, and then return control immediately. Great. It's the same sound you have. Oh yeah, it is. It's really good because
I drink and I know things.
I do. I drink and I know things. I don't have Star Wars sound effects, Imperial Girl, okay? And I'm not running in Disney half marathons either. Make sure, listen, friends, if you want to be inspired, if you want to get going, you want to get fit, check out Imperial Girl's video on demand of running in the Disney 5K. And Fierce Kittens was there as well. I woke up in the morning. It was 5 in the morning, and I'm looking at my phone, and it says, Imperial Girl has started a broadcast. What? And I went over, and they're running around Epcot Center, the theme park in Orlando. I went and jumped on my elliptical. I had to run with them. And I ran with them for like a half an hour. It was great. Had zero problems with people doing the same thing, getting exhausted from the implications. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm very much in on the joke. The Juki. Ooh, I could get a Juki. No, not going there. All right, let me copy this. I'm going to copy to asynchronously to some location. I'm going to open a file for that, right? I want a file stream. So let's call this new file, right? The new file that I'm writing equals, it's a new file stream, not a file stream result. No, I want a new file. Is that what I'm thinking? Using System.io. That's where all of our file stuff is. Nah. file stream. Is that what I'm thinking? No. Path. Yes. And the path I want to write to is going to be into that images location. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Completely understood. Look at all the purple checks. Oh my gosh. It's a partner meetup here. That path that you're going to write into, it needs to be resolved for this folder location. I can't just say /images. It's not going to find it. So I actually need to receive information about the host. Right? So I think is it host information? I think that's what I'm thinking of. Is that it? Not generate type. Oh gosh, no. No. That's not it. Bad idea. I thought it was... no. Shoot. Where is it that it's going to show me that? iHosting environment. That's what I was thinking. In what case should I use interfaces? I don't want to use... It's not a path combine yet. I need to get the location. And then... right, so let me say this dot host information. Let me store this so it's available to us. I'm going to control dot and generate that property. So now I have that information available throughout this class here. Arzika24 says, in what case should I use interfaces? Because I don't see good usage for them. Arzika, you'll find that interfaces inside of object-oriented programming, not just C#, are good to use when you want to maintain, you want to improve the maintainability of your code. You use interfaces to decouple your concrete implementations of features from their abstract reference. So in this case, this is a page model. We have a generic thing that says, here's what a page model is, and we have this class that we're inheriting from. We have a hosting environment that's defined and managed by ASP.NET, but it may be defined differently based on how you deploy and hook up the hosting environment, and you may want to test and pass in something that looks like a hosting environment, as Cryptocoder is pointing out, so that you can test and force and say, well, this isn't really being hosted on the website, but this is what it would look like if it is. And then you can grab and work with that information. So, yep, it's a contract. Very good way to describe it as well, C17. So it guarantees that certain methods and properties are available. There are folks who say, you know what, I don't need interfaces. No problem. Go and do my own thing. There are other folks who use way too many interfaces.
Oh my.
And they'll load up things like a Xamarin project, right? A Xamarin project is .NET code that compiles down to an iPhone or an Android app, and they load it up with interfaces.
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous.
It might. If you load up all those interfaces inside of a Xamarin project where you want something to be small and compact, you don't need it. So don't use an interface. Fierce Kittens with the great tip there. Don't use it just to say you're using it. You just need to use it when you're going to improve the maintainability of something. They're great for... And dependency injection is another topic that's a little bit further down the line, but it does help facilitate dependency injection. Imagine Jeremy Clarkson wanting a microphone. He's not going to go and get one, but he'll shout that he needs one. Well, that's a great way to describe it. So he knows that he needs something to shout, but he doesn't care what it is. Absolutely. Yep. Very good points there. Thanks so much. Yeah, if you use... Don't use interfaces for everything. Oh my gosh.
I will rain down an ungodly firestorm upon you.
That was Len Grossman, my producer, my agent. Don't get Len angry. Don't. Okay? If you know Len Grossman, you know he's not somebody to trifle with. When programming for a console, you have to be very aware of code space because you don't have enough room on the game cartridge or disk or even memory for large apps. Yeah. Right? Think about the folks who made that Super Mario cartridge, right? They had how many kilobytes on the chip inside that cartridge, and they really had to compress things down. Interfaces, while improving maintainability, you don't need when you're trying to squeeze into that little space. One Trick Defeat. Thanks so much for the follow. Great nickname, One Trick Defeat. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So there you go, Arzika. Lots of good comments, lots of good feedback on that. Use them sparingly. Use them where you need to, and when you need to reuse a lot of the same capabilities. Yeah, enforcing a barrier. Database logic. Separating database logic is another good place for it, too. Or saving to a file system. All right, so I have my host information here. So what I should be able to do with this file stream where I want to specify, here's where I'm going to write the file to. I need to specify where's the path. There's two parts to the path here. The next part is going to be images. But I need to get that first part. Where am I writing into? Well, I'm going to go host information dot, and then I can specify various parts of the path that I can grab from the web server. Where does the web server live? What does the folder structure look like? And I believe this is the one that I want. Content root path. Where's the root of the path here? I can actually go into content root file provider and get some information, but I'm going to kind of cheat here and grab content root path and add on www/images to combine and get, here's where I want to write to, and then I need to give it a file name to put after that. So I'm going to have it combine in the name of the file that was uploaded. So I'm going to go upload file dot file name. Now, you probably shouldn't trust the file name directly, but I'll let you, as an exercise, go and figure that out on your own. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time here so I don't spend too much time in this demo. Yeah, I've already gone a little bit longer than I want to. So I need to also specify the file access, and we're going to be writing that file. We need an extra slash there because the slash is an escape character. Why don't you like that? All right, we're going to do this. I'm going to put an @ there. Now, why don't you like that? New file stream. I don't want a handle. I had path, file mode. So path.combine gives me a string, yeah. And then file mode, whatever. Create. Right? Create new. There we go. All right. There's a web root path directly. Is there? Did I miss that? Oh, you're right. Web root path. So then I can get rid of that. There we go. So it'll combine all that into one path. Right? I probably should do that. One of these over here. And it'll figure out and negotiate the slashes for me. Draco401 asks, has anyone gone through Colt Steele's web development boot camp on Udemy? If so, do you recommend it? I have not. And I'm not sure who else has. One Trick Defeat says, looking for people on Twitch doing web development, found me. Look forward to annoying me with questions. That's okay, One Trick Defeat. Bring it on. No. We're always happy to answer questions. We just went through a good set of questions that are about interfaces. This is not web forms, Hulas too. But to One Trick Defeat, if you're looking for other folks that are writing code, underneath the stream here, you'll see my team, the Live Coders team. Click through there. There's about 20 folks that write code live here on Twitch that you'll see throughout the day, throughout the week, whether it's web development. Code Warrior, thanks so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. You'll find folks writing JavaScript, folks writing PowerShell scripts, folks working with database containers. Check it out. Even IoT devices working on a Raspberry Pi or an MX chip. Check that out. Code Warrior, thanks so much. A tier 2. A tier 2. Thank you so much for bringing that tier 2. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code for that very kind subscription. I very much appreciate that. So it's correct to access DAO classes, data access classes from other DAO. You can do that. Absolutely. And I do have an ASP.NET Core workshop available on the YouTube channel. Little Dan 45, thanks so much for that Twitch Prime sub. We'll make another donation to Black Girls Code. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up a 12-hour ASP.NET Core workshop live here on channel. Bring in a bunch of MVPs, some folks from the ASP.NET team, really talk through things, and have as many as 4 hours talking about deploying to Azure and what it means to get your application into the cloud and get it working there. You mustn't supply folder operators with path combined. I thought I could, but all right, I won't. So I'm going to say upload file copy to, and then I need to specify a stream that I'm going to copy to here. So I'm going to copy to my new file. Done. Now this is async, which means we need to make this async and return a task. This is a cool thing that you can do to with what's it called? That's not the right thing. I put that on the wrong thing. My bad. Task, yeah. But by doing this, by making this method asynchronous, it'll actually return immediately and release the processor while it's doing some of these things here, and then finish on its own later. So I'm going to throw a big ol' wait on here, tell it, wait for this to finish, and then it'll be done. So, looking forward to check out other people on that list. All right, thanks so much for joining us, One Trick Defeat. That's fantastic. All right, so now if I run this, we should see it starting to write files into that images location. Let's see what happens. Starting the demo. Here it comes. And then I'll save this off, and we'll have a repository out there so that folks can grab it, and we'll send that off to the folks that asked the question. So there we go. Uploaded. Browse. Let's go find an image. I don't want to put Beyonce in there. Let's put David Pumpkins. Save that. You saw it did something over here, and now if I open images, there's my David Pumpkins. That cannot be being used by another process. What do you mean? Should be done. It wrote it. I should be able to show that, right? So if I go images, David Pumpkins .gif, there he is. So it's written there, and now you can see it, and our friend David Pumpkins. FD7591. Thanks so much for the follow. I feel like a quarterback calling out a snap count. Welcome. Forgot the using statement. Oh, so it didn't dispose of it on the new file. There we go. So let's do that. Let's put a big old using around this. There we go. So putting a using statement on this, that file stream is disposable. It'll release it and close it appropriately when it's done here. Oh, wow. A couple good questions here. Let me just run this one more time, and we'll see what this does. A couple of good questions there. Oh, my gosh. Let me come to them in just a second. Let's do the upload here and show that it still works. Nope cat. Not Noop Cat. Nope cat. Oh, darn. Come on. I want to see that. Images, Nope Cat, GIF. There you go. There's the Nope Cat. All right. So that's how you upload files. Is there a size limit? There is a size limit. There's a default size limit that's imposed by the Kestrel web server, and there's information about things like that in here. There's a file limit per server on get temp file name. Uploading large files. Any single buffered file exceeding 64K will be moved to RAM, to a temp file, to disk. So what I'm going to do, let's do this. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put for more information, check the docs at. There we go. And I'll commit that. Advantage Omni Virtus. Let me come to you in just a second. Let me back up a little bit. Optimal 475 asks, I hope you're doing well. I've been learning web dev for a month and C# for 2 weeks. I now feel comfortable with C#. Is wondering how to get started with ASP.NET. What's the best resource? Lots of great resources. Grand Rolf and King 440, thank you so much for those follows. I really appreciate you joining us. Good place, Optimal, is Microsoft Virtual Academy. Has a bunch of videos, courses that you can watch for free. They are going to be moving things out here, but if you want to learn ASP.NET Core, you can search for it here, and there it is. There you go, ASP.NET Core Beginner, ASP.NET Core Advanced. You might know some of the presenters for these. There's also, there it is, Intermediate. You might know some of those folks as well. And we also had an 8-hour workshop that we recorded last year about ASP.NET Core. And I'm hearing more and more folks asking about this. I think we need to start moving on doing this. Start moving on doing this workshop and getting it planned so we can have a great stream here. Is that Huelas too? Says, I'm a junior developer, do mostly MVC in the place I work. Oh, let me put a link to that previous. If we do this, C# Fritz 8-hour ASP.NET workshop. It should pop right to the top. Boom, there it is.
Camtasia 2018 is all
care about
increasing.
Camtasia. There we go. Let's post that. Are these up to date? The ones on MVA? They're using ASP.NET Core 2.1, which is the long-term servicing release. Those are current for that. Camtasia is great, but I see that ad so much. So there you go. There's the 8-hour workshop. Do I know some resources to learn good practices? Tune in here. Read some of the blogs. Check out the Visual Studio channel when the ASP.NET Core team is on. They'll take some good questions around that and point you to some resources on that as well. And you can always ask the ASP.NET team on Twitter. They've got some good stuff. There's always great blog posts that are coming out. The ASP.NET Community Stand-Up on Tuesdays on the Visual Studio channel always highlights great blog posts around good practices. Advantages on using .NET versus PHP for web. PHP is an interpreted language. As you write code in PHP and save it to a web server, it's interpreted and run. It has to be cached and managed separately. Works great, but you have the danger of somebody injecting a file and it just works. .NET compiled and runs on a compiled web server, uses object-oriented programming, very strongly structured programming languages like C#, VB, and F#, strongly typed languages. So what you'll find is you get a little bit more security with the .NET languages. It's also being built and managed and maintained by the world's largest software company. And it's open source, so it runs on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I would tend to favor .NET over PHP, but check out the Peach Pie project at, I believe it's peachpie.io. There it is, .io. This will let you run PHP code on your .NET web server. So some of those security things that you run into around PHP kind of fade away because it gets compiled and runs. Yeah, there you go, Gareth. Good minds think alike there. Check it out, peachpie.io. They even have WordPress running on PeachPie. And I have a build for my blog that's really close to running on PeachPie. And I don't quite have it working yet. I need to finish that at some point. So I'm going to call this image upload demo. A simple demo of uploading an image to an ASP.NET Core web application. There we go. Make that public. Sure, initialize it with a README. I need a git ignore so that we don't include other files that we don't need. I will make this MIT licensed. And we will upload. The main other thing I do before I upload the file is check the length is greater than 0. Sure. That's another good thing to do. I'm going to clone this location. Where did my PowerShell go? I don't see it. PowerShell. There we are. And what did I call this? Image upload demo. Image upload demo. Let's initialize a repository here. Git remote add origin. There it is. And I'll pull that content. Add what I wrote. Wow, 55 files. That's a lot. Oh, I have to commit first, don't I? Completed during Feb 28, 2019 show. I will sign my commit. There it goes. And push that up. And there it is. Fantastic. There we go. So there's the demo. And we can send that out to our friend on Twitter who was asking about it. And I'll also include it when this is posted over on YouTube. I'll include a link to the YouTube video. So, all right, that's my quick and dirty image demo. And it took about an hour. Rats. About an hour longer than I wanted to. That's not where I want to go. Where is... I need another Firefox. I want to go back to here. Come on, GitHub. Thank you. So I want to talk about StreamTools. I want to talk about some of the things that have been going on with our bot, some of the features that we have here on Stream, and fixing some of the issues that we have. It's a very different thing to the old web forms. Oh, yes. Someone asking about web forms? Yeah. C# is a very rich and elegant language, ASP.NET Core framework. So the ASP.NET Core framework is also the fastest commercially maintained framework that you'll find. Yeah, the Tech Empower benchmarks reflect that. Luxicon, the thing that really leveled up my skills is, and what I encourage all junior developers, readability of your code. Oh, absolutely. Readability of code is huge. You want to make sure that folks can read and use your code after you share it so that it lives on beyond you. Because let's face it, at some point, you're not going to work at the same place anymore. You're not going to manage that project, that application forever. At some point, you're either going to leave the company, you're going to retire. Well, that's leaving the company too. Or you're going to get promoted and you're going to be the manager, and junior developer Skippy over there is going to take over your project. So you want to make sure that whoever that next person is can pick up and manage what you started. F# and VB, yep, they are very different languages for folks who see things and work with things differently. And it still gives you the same rich access to the same runtime and software development kits. Yeah. Imagine the... Hang on. I think we can do something fun with this. Let's do this. Imagine... No, hang on. In a world where the next developer behind you is an axe-wielding murderer, and they have your address. Write good code. Okay. That's not bad. Is readability subjective or objective? Asks Fuel Snable. That's a really good question. And I would actually suggest it's objective, because we can do things like write an editor config file that'll help enforce some of these things. In proper indent size, white space management, how we use the different language features. these help enforce and say this is our language standard. Now, how you name your variables inside of your code, right? Num minutes, that kind of conveys what it is. Better than n. N is really short. It doesn't convey what it is. And here's the thing. When you compile, the machine doesn't care whether you called this n or you called it num minutes. It's going to put a pointer to an address in memory, and it doesn't care what you name that variable. So make your code readable. These spaces, these comments, they go away when the compiler runs. So, and if you're writing JavaScript or any other interpreted language that you may send through a linter, or you may send through some sort of an JavaScript, right? The uglify engine, so it minifies and compresses everything. It's going to remove all the names of your variables and your method names anyway. Calculate sentiment over last 5 minutes. That really conveys what this method is doing. So, why not? Make your code readable. If you do something very clever, at least add some comments about what you're trying to do. So here's the thing about writing clever code. If you write clever code, the next person that you're working with on your team or the next developer that needs to manage your code needs to be just as clever, if not more clever, than you. And if you're working with a bunch of people that are dumb as a box of rocks, that's going to be a problem. I kid.
Toad smart goes.
So write good code. Write descriptive code. This makes sense. And everybody will be better for it. See what I did there? Okay. Anyways. Moving on. So I wanted to take a look a little bit at the bot, because there's a problem that we've had. I do not kid. That's right, I don't. I'm serious. I'm absolutely serious.
A nutless monkey can do your job.
When? That guy's always on my case. The monkey could do my job. I'll show you. All right, so the bot right now is doing some things that aren't working out too well for chat. For example, right now, it's not answering questions. It's supposed to be answering folks that it's supposed to be answering questions that come into the chat room. And I have a command here called the Azure Q&A command that bounces off of the Azure Q&A services, cognitive services, to answer questions. Why answer questions? I know. And when I look at the log, it's not even erroring out here or anything. It's just kind of not doing anything. Where I should see it doing something. There you go. Ignoring command from Hugo Dahl. Cooldown is active for -13. Well, that's not right. Clearly the aspiring developer who wrote that code put the calculation in backwards. No, I've never seen anybody write a calculation backwards like that. Right? Throw that table, Zach Davis. Tell me about it. So if you write a comment into the chat room and it ends with a question mark, we're going to try and answer that question. When it comes to code duplication, is that always bad? Some solutions that minimize duplication. So Fuel Snable's asking about duplication of code. I think it's okay to copy code once. Copy code twice. Now you should start looking at abstracting and pulling that into a common method that you can reuse. You do want to minimize redundant code, and there's tools that'll help you identify redundant code and minimize it. And you want to take a look at things like ndepend is a good tool that will find duplicate code, point it out to you, and suggest ways to improve that. So some duplication isn't duplication just because, yeah. So, hey, Nightshade dude, good to see you. It's Nightshade. So let's look at what's going on here and why it thinks that cooldown is like a negative. And I think it's... right, I should be getting some good error messages coming out here when it can't communicate to it. Make it work, make it nice. Yes. You can't test locally at the moment. Oh, you did a quick fix for hype. There's a quick fix? There's a... What do we got here? Add a space between repetitions in the hype command. Hype command currently misses a space between internal repetitions. Oh, cool. Oh, look at that. Fancy. All right. That's easy to say, yes, I want that. So let's... Now, why is it failing? Are all my builds for this failing? Test task has failed. Yeah, why? Should return 0 when not streaming. Well, there you go. Because I am streaming, and it saw how many people are here. So I'm okay with that. That's actually legit, and I need to do something about how that works. So I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Smab, for the patch. So that comes into my dev stream, and we'll update the... We should get an update popping up for that GitHub tote board up at the top. So you see the StreamTools project, we'll see some updates come through on the ticker up there. Yeah, see, the Fritzbot has that extra hype not coming through quite right. Don't repeat yourself unless you have to. Yeah. So, there was an issue there. No, we're okay. All right. So I want to take a look at where it was saying that cooldown. Right? Ignoring command. Here it is. Cooldown is active for remain total seconds. I have that backwards. And that total seconds, right, that doesn't look right either. Date time UTC now minus user last command time. That should be the other way around. So I need to take these and flip-flop. So now that's the remainder. The cooldown default minus that. Yeah. Now it for total seconds, if I put that, it makes it a little bit clearer. And I've still got I've got the same thing going on down here. Check per command cooldown. And it's the same thing, right? I've got the calculation backwards. And I'm doing the same, right, the same issue. Right, and I could turn this into a local function in here so that I can go after this. No Noda time? Nah, I didn't use Noda time in this one. Patching the same bug in multiple places, like I just did. And actually, command's too fast. This is a local function inside of process chat message. This is a C# 7.1 feature, I want to say. I'm going to answer myself. Some devs prefer advanced code that has little duplication. Others, yes, they do. And it's up to the engineering lead, the architect, to determine how much is acceptable. Middle ground of using code gen. Yes. That is. Yep. All right. I think that takes care of this. Yeah. So that should fix that cooldown. T4 templates. Yeah, that was... T4 was great. And then, right, they've removed those tools, and it's annoying. Video quality now is A+. Well, thank you, Ed. Yeah, yeah. It's always going to be scaled because I'm a partner. T4 is great. It is. Guess what? You get to do a nasty... Oh, Robert Tables. I'm so sorry. Good luck. Good luck with that code merge. All right, so that takes care of this weird reporting, but I'm still seeing weirdness in the Azure Q&A command, and it reporting answers to things that it has no business answering. Like, I thought we just saw one here. Best of both worlds or best of both or worst of both worlds mentioned Gareth, but then it reported with a 48% certainty a response to that. I don't want those to be responded anymore. Hey, Kevin Griffin, 3-month sub. Thank you so much with Twitch Prime. And that's going to put you into a red mug? Yeah. And you're going to get access to 10 emotes. Thanks so much for the resub, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. You want T4 tooling, and you want it all back in ASP.NET Core. Well, here's the thing, right? ASP.NET Core is open source. There's no reason somebody couldn't put it in there and make it available. We do have great scaffolding available, though, for ASP.NET Core. I'm going to get rid of... I'm going to try and clean up where it's giving that 48.3% certainty. I think that's not... I don't think it's great. Right, and that's here. Send message async when it's greater than 30 but less than 50. It's still saying, I'm not certain, but this will help. I want to yank this for right now. I don't even want it to answer those things. And I actually want to ratchet this up a little bit to 60%. And I feel like this is something that, you know what, I could put thresholds on these. What do you think? We could put some thresholding around this so that it determines what to say as the positive answer and what to say as the I'm not certain, and then load that up. I've already stitched you up for some F# Stream Deck stuff. I'm not nerd sniping you. I say, hey, this is kind of cool. If you're interested, there's an opportunity. Gareth's a great F# streamer. You got to check him out. Let's throw a shout out to Gareth in the chat room there. Make sure you drop Gareth a follow so that you can follow along when he's writing F# code. So, PowerShell, the best templating engine. I don't know about that. Created the issue in the wrong one. Oops. All right, I think these two thresholds should be configurable. Configurable? Yeah, I said that right. Okay, good. And we're getting our configuration using this I configuration. Oh, and I didn't define the project. You're right, M. Holloway. Let's set that. Fixing bugs in the Fritzbot Q&A commands. There we go. How's that? Are there any alternative open source or cheaper solutions to Ndepend that anyone would recommend? There was another one. I forget what it was. I forget. There is a cheaper alternative to Ndepend, or an open source one that folks were using for a while. I can't remember the name of it. If anybody knows in the chat room, drop it a line in there so that Said How can get some feedback. So I'm going to add to my configuration something about... No, I don't want the project file open. So my configuration for the bot is actually sitting inside the web project that contains all my StreamTools. It's right here, app settings. So I have stream services. Here's the bot. There's the Q&A knowledge base ID. Right, the follower goal widget, the follower count widget, Google Fonts API, GitHub, there's information about the GitHub. My sentiment analysis key, which I for some reason keep doxing myself with and accidentally sharing. I've done that a couple times. How much longer am I planning to stream for? As long as I feel like it.
But what I do have
I do have
are a very particular set of skills.
a very particular set of skills.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Very long career. Probably go till about 12:30. Maybe another 20 minutes, maybe to an hour. Classic Programmer. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. You need an active subscription to Azure in order to use this service. Yes. Right. So these are Azure features that I am using, and I think we need to. I'm going to want to reorganize this a little bit so that we can easily turn on and off features. Like, right, Azure services, we should probably put the Q&A knowledge base stuff down in there. The Vision API capabilities we should put in there. There's another one that hasn't worked in a while, the Vision API. But to put those down in this Azure services group so that we can easily turn them on and off, those features, along with the sentiment analysis. Where is it? Here. And then allow folks to build maybe AWS services or Google Cloud services so that you can use these same features, but instead of connecting to Azure, they connect out to those other clouds if that's the cloud that you prefer. You know, I haven't built that abstraction because I use Azure, so this is what I use. But if you know, that feels like a good configuration that we should consider. I'm going to add a section because I can. Azure let's call this Q&A command. A Q&A command section for the bot, because you can't stop the bot. And let's call this threshold. Let's upper threshold, and we'll make this percentage. I'm going to set it to 60 instead of where we had 50, and lower threshold. And I'm actually going to make this 0 because I'm actually going to disable the lower threshold. Shared some links in Discord. Cool. All right. So I've created this new little block of configuration here. I'm going to go back over to the Azure Q&A command. Put this in a group over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two properties here. Private read-only. I'll make this a decimal. Yeah. Upper threshold, and I'll start that at 100 so that I have something in there. Private, oh man, I can't type today. Lower threshold equals all right. No, go away. There we go. All right, so upper and lower thresholds, that's fine. So now I want to actually store those values in there that I find in my configuration. So I want to say upper threshold equals configuration, and I'm going to walk my configuration stack. So I'm going to go down into fritzbot. And then is it pipe? Is it pipe or underscore? Yeah, all the spacing got changed in that code. You're right. And I just, yeah. I can't remember. Is it vertical pipe or is it underscore that separates these? I think it's vertical pipe. Because it's not comma and it's not dot. ISP.NET configuration. You know what? I've got code that reads it right in here. What am I thinking? Right there. Colon, that's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. So I'm going to go through and I want to go fritzbot, which is the top level here. right? Configuration fritzbot : and then Q&A command. See, and I want to put these all in the same place. Upper threshold. And I should cast that to a decimal. And I'm going to do the same thing with the lower. Configuration. And I want the exact same thing. Except this is not loser threshold. Now, why am I getting red lines? Cannot convert type string. Oh, fine. Decimal dot parse. Did we get it? There we go. All right. So now I've got the upper and lower threshold, so I can go down here to where it was deciding whether to respond. If the score is greater than upper threshold, if it's greater than lower threshold. You're kidding me. You make me sad. Fine. We will make these double. So I don't have to worry about double casting. Double casting, but I'm casting to... Yeah. It was a colon. Yeah. User 4712. Hello. Nice hat. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. I got it from my office. Huh? I got it from my office. Okay. Need to convert these. There we go. Dillinger6360. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room for more dad jokes about my hat. Right? Now, thinking out loud, that lower threshold, by making it 0 by default, where'd it go? Right? It's here. By making it 0 means that we're always going to get... So I think we want to make this 60 also by default. Well, at least because I want it to ignore this. So I think the default that I want to make the lower threshold, where'd it go, is 100. And then if I... Right, so I can effectively turn it off by saying don't answer anything that is... unless it's 100% matched. So I can say, well, if that threshold is 100, don't answer the question. Don't go and do anything. Right? Ignore. So I'm going to change can execute here to not just say the command, the question that was asked ends with a question mark. I'm not even going to test that. I'm going to say if upper threshold equals 100. If it does not equal 100, and the command text ends with a question mark, then go and let's try and answer the question. So that'll prevent, right? It'll give me a way to turn this off by setting it to a magic number. I don't like magic numbers. So heck, why don't I just put an enabled in here? Right? Enabled. True. So then I can also capture that. You're a genius, Fritz. Genius. Equals bool.parse. It's like I planned this. Somebody was asking me on Twitter, how do you plan out everything for your stream? Quick answer, I don't. So now I'm going to change whether or not it can execute to check that enabled flag first. So if it is enabled and the upper threshold is not 100, and there was a question that was asked. Yeah, configuration by obfuscation is a bad idea, but we can improve it. We can make it better. And we'll add a Boolean flag. That makes it better. Actually, right, that's kind of like a feature flag. Kind of. Right? I'm turning it off right there. Preventing it from running. So that should make the bot a little bit clearer what it's doing. Let me... I haven't used the voice modulator yet today. I haven't used the voice modulator. And the bot's going to feel... It's going to be so happy that it's getting attention.
Yay, I'm getting attention. Help me.
And we're going to help it. Did I... Nah, that wasn't voice modulation. I do have the echo. Echo's always available. Right? That was when we kind of fell into the... demo hole. And we got distracted. Echo dot. Yeah, that's a thing. And I'm not going to auto-tune. I need the old-fashioned Cylon voice. Funny you should mention that. They don't really have a Cylon. There's this one.
Does that sound like a Cylon? I don't know. Could be. Maybe. The axe murderer moment. No? Nah? Alright.
We'll go back to the thing. Battlestar Galactica and No Jeff. Transmitting from the Super C-Sharp cave. Frackin' toasters. Oh no, Robert Tables. Right, I've got all kinds of sound effects that I can go after here. Right, we can auto-tune. This one's not bad. Some punk. Whoa. Right, and there's one that's supposed to make me sound... Right. Go, where is it? Man to woman. Right? It's supposed to make a guy sound like a lady. I'm like, I don't know. So, Santa? No. Speech jammer's a pain in the neck. I'm never going to use that. So, it's fun. Check it out. Voice Mod Pro. They graciously gave me a license so we could use that and share their... share the things that they've done. And you can download it free, and there's a rotating set of free voices. Because I have the Pro version, I get all the voices all the time. Missed the new Battlestar Galactica. Okay, hang on. Real talk here for a second. Can I tell you a little story about Battlestar Galactica? Come in a little bit closer. Come here. There you are. So I was watching Battlestar Galactica on Netflix with Mrs. C-Sharp Fritz. As one does. You're going to watch Netflix together. You're going to watch it with your favorite wife. In my case, my favorite wife is Mrs. C-Sharp Fritz. Yeah, right. And we were watching Battlestar Galactica, and we were in the middle of season 3, and then I had to go, and I went and spoke at like Microsoft Ignite one year. And I came back from Ignite, and she finished watching the series without me. How dare she? I haven't watched the rest of it since. In protest, I haven't gone back and watched it. So there you go. There's my little story about Netflix and Battlestar Galactica. I'm feeling better about how we've got the Q&A command structured here. I want to pull in that change that we got. So let me go to Fritz StreamTools. I want to... Oh, I'm in the sentiment widget. Shoot. All right. Fixing the Right, if I stashed in pop. Right, so I've stashed. And now let me go to dev. Right, which, well, I need to pull this. Oh yeah, look at all the good stuff. Help command, hype command. I don't think. Did I ever merge that? No, that's that commit. I want to look at all of my commits. Did I ever merge? No, I never merged the sentiment in. We should merge that. I know, Lannon. What the frack? The Hertz is real. It is. Every divorce court would take... How many divorce court proceedings start with, we were watching Netflix? All right. Do I do the PR on GitHub or do I do the PR here to merge it? I'm going to merge it here. Git merge, feature. Now, why did I do that? Sentiment widget. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Didn't work. So it's in the bot reload. Come on. And you're going to get grumpy at me. I know it. It's okay, Visual Studio. We all get grumpy sometime. Where is... Hang on. If I'm browsing for something, I should have the proper do music. No. I want that one. And it's showing me there's some more up here. Let's see, basic commands versus basic commands. Those are the same, dude. Extended commands. Get services I extended. Order by... I like the top one better. A little bit clearer. And then we added the logger. All right. Oh, no. That. I think that's what we wanted. Did I manage to finish the read the docs integration? It's out there. I've got Python working properly. So it's, yeah, it's working. My favorite wife, or are there any other wives, or do I want to misunderstand this? No, there are no other wives. That's where I wanted to be. That's better. C# and Q# for quantum computing. Nice. I have not dipped my toe into Q# yet. So I've got two reds down here somewhere. Right? See it there, the red. And it, I don't, there we go. This should be chat message args, not e.message. Eliminate some of the common bots. Yeah, we should do that. And there's another red here somewhere. Where is it? Right there. Same deal. So eliminate some of the common bots. So in the sentiment sync, so that we don't even enqueue it. Let's let's have a list of common bots. If I hard code them, right? Other bots equals new Nightbot. Well, it's not gonna. Let's look at FritzBot. Stream Elements. What is it? Stream Elements bot? Right? Is that the? I don't see it. Why don't I see Stream Elements? No, it's just Stream Elements. So I can now say if chat message args. No. If other bots contains message. What? I thought. Username, that's it. If it doesn't contain it, then do the sentiment. Ugh. That's better. Cool. So there we go. Other bots contains username. Let's make sure that that's matching. Cool. I like it. Ship it. Make it so, Fritz. Build. Da-da-da. I feel like that should even be pushed out into another configuration. The names of those bots. Come on. Build. Build. Console chat service does not implement. Fine, implement it. Console chat service. Console bot. This is for testing. Why doesn't it? Fine. Be that way. Putz. There we go. Ship it. Yeah, I think we might. I think we might. And then we can add some more cool features. Make sure it works and all that. Cool. Build succeeded. Fantastic. And merged, too. Git commit. Merged. Push that, and then I'll delete the branch. Good. All purple features. No. No, not quite. All right, so that's built. That's deployed. Let's actually update the bot. Like, get it doing the thing. So I have versions out through, oh, nuts. 1.13.7. 1.13.8. No. 1.13.8. So this will build, tag, and send off to Dockerland. Doing the thing. Thank you, Robert Tables. Absolutely. Let's make the thing be done.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I read the other day that they did a study of the most popular Docker files on the Docker Hub, and like 80% of them are susceptible to malware or are infected with malware in the base Docker images. So folks are saying don't trust the content of the Docker Hub. That feels weird. Yeah, I need to tune that do the thing emote. It's really hard to read. There we go. Da, da, da. And you know what? I didn't put our cheer in there either. Restoring, copying. Come on, finish building here. We got a stream we're trying to finish. Don't you know?
Make it so.
Come on! Picard said so. Building. Restore completed.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, it does. You just skipped 110 through 112? No, they're there. Keep your Docker images up to date. Yes, they do. They do all get issues over time. No, look. Git tag. Oh, I was looking at the 0 dot, and I went to 1.13. Oh, rats. I did misnumber that. Crumbs. Now I feel bad. It should be 1.9 dot something. Like 1.9.1. 1.13.8. Yeah, I'm trying to delete that. I forgot the V. What? Dash D. Oh, it's not capital D. There we go. So now let me do the rebuild. Ugh. Make this 191 so that it more appropriately matches. Now it should jump through most of this build quickly because it just ran it. Yeah. Love it. I also missed 1.8. No, we didn't. That one I right, so there's 122. I did miss 1.8 earlier. And I'm not too bad with that one. So, if I pull latest now, it's right. StreamTools latest is this one that we just uploaded. Okay. So now I'm going to kill the bot that's currently running. Bye-bye. And I'm going to rerun it because you can't stop the bot. Can't stop. StreamTools. And I have something conveniently called run. And it runs the bot. Fantastic. And all the widgets should wire right back up. The project command is going to be out of sync. But let's... There we go. There's hype working properly with SMABs fixed. All right. And we should also be able to ask, what is the music playing? Boom. There we go. Much higher. Why is the sky blue? And it should ignore that. Yeah. No response. Fantastic. All right. I feel pretty good about that. I think we went through and made some decent fixes here, but there's a lot more that we can do. We're just at the beginning of this. And there's lots more that can be done. So, I think we'll wrap up right there. What about Fritz's hats? It should respond to that one. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. No, you know what? I think the hat question is need to work on a little bit. So we went through, we looked at a demo today about uploading files using ASP.NET Core. We wrote a very simple demo, and we put it down on the, what do you mean no more sentiment arrow? It's there. It's there. The sentiment's working. See? It just updated. So we went through and we did, it just recalculated everything based on restarting the stream. Anyways, we put together a quick demo showing how to upload images, upload files to ASP.NET Core. It was easy. It was fun. We talked through a bunch of other things, and as usually things happen on the stream, we weaved around and eventually got there because we had lots of great questions along the way. We also took a look at some of the issues that we were having with the chat bot that's been hanging out in stream, and we tuned it a little bit. We applied some fixes to it so that hopefully it's responding with better qualified messages to the folks that ask questions on stream. And that's great. That's something I want to make sure that we enhance, we figure out how to improve, and we continue to grow in the right direction. I want to check and see, is anybody from the Live Coders team, anybody else streaming that we can raid? Oh, look at that. You know what? I think we should raid our friend Mark Miller today, Code Rushed, because Mark is working on flashpots that his bot is going to run in stream. Caranel, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, and I hope you join us for this. Well, yeah, I've got to take off. I don't have a schedule command, but you can find the schedule below. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Cursed, thanks so much for the follow. So let's set up and raid our friend Code Rush. He's building, it's a USB interface for his bot that runs on his stream that will trigger real pyrotechnics in front of him on stream. It's really, really cool. I hope you stick around and check it out. That's all the time I have. I'll archive off this video and it'll be available over on YouTube. I've got a bunch of them that I need to send over there for about the last week or so. I'm going to take care of that early this afternoon. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Not a pumpkin. Oh, you just missed me. What are my thoughts about MS shutting down the course's resources? They're not shutting it down for a while, and we're finding new places to put that, particularly the .NET team, my team, and it's actually something that I'm actively working on, moving that someplace that's a little bit easier for you to access. And you can also check out some great content from folks like Wintellect Now. We just saw the logo go by from them. Check them out, and you can get in and see some really great training content. Get ready to go see my friend, Mr. Mark Miller, and say hello to him. Bring your .NET bots, bring the hype, and I'll see you later.